Good morning. It is Friday, January the 18th, 2013, and it has just turned 6 a.m. Pacific time. So this is the time when we're normally going to be opening the new trading room starting at the beginning of March. And at the moment, there's not too much going on. Let's take a quick look at our longer term chart here. I have added a longer term trend definer here, although our basic trend definer is the red moving average. And as you can see, what's happened is the price came down for a while, then it came up and oscillated around a basically flat plane of movement. Then, over the last day, we had a very strong rally up, and now we're in a sideways consolidation as the longer-term moving average kind of catches up. So, odds favor this thing breaking to the upside, but anything can happen. As you can see here on the 1-minute chart, things are pretty flat. The red moving average is pretty close to the trend definer. On the 3-minute, our red is, again, still pretty flat. So, not too much going on. On this chart here, we have our longer-term MACD looking bearish. We've got the shorter-term MACD looking bullish, so we've got some conflicting signals. So we have to wait until things fall into alignment. And as soon as we have something to talk about, I'll be back with you. All right, well, right at the open, we broke to the downside and hit the first target. Now we're hovering around the entry point, and I don't know if we're going to drop further or just what, but we'll see what happens. Well, we were stopped out after the first target, so we got just the minimal there, and then of course the market turned around and sold off again. But we'll get other chances today, I'm sure. I've entered another short trade. We'll see what happens. Okay, we hit the first target. Didn't go the extra tick to move the stop, though, so I'm going to go ahead and move it manually, even though hopefully it will do it on its own eventually. Back when there's more to talk about. While we're waiting for the market to do its thing here, whatever that may be, I thought I'd take the liberty of marking our turning points. As you can see, we closed yesterday on a definite high, and then in the aftermarket we had a lot of squirrely consolidation here. And interestingly enough, it does look like we're adhering to the traditional pattern, namely today's first turning point looks like it's going to be a low, and yesterday ended on a high. So that's what we've been expected to see, but you never know these days. So still not much to talk about. We hit that first target, and I have been just sitting here watching it ever since, and we're hovering right around the entry point. So as soon as there's something to tell you, I will tell you. All right, we finally hit that second target. That's where the money is made. So let's see what else might happen. We're getting down to the level of the first support here on the pivot points. So we may hit some support there, hence the name, but we'll see. Okay, we were finally stopped out. Never did hit the third target, but our score is up to 367 right now. And I think we'll switch to the 1-minute chart now, as it will be easier to spot new entries. We'll be looking for a red, white, and blue alignment here. Back at you when there's more to talk about. All right, I got long a few minutes ago. We've hit the first target and moved the stop. This looked, for all the world, like a low point, we were sitting right on the support #1 zone here, and we flipped the faster MACD on our 3-minute chart. We did likewise on the 13-minute chart a little while ago, and on the 1-minute chart we broke above the red moving average, so that was indicative of some bullishness as well. So we're in this trade and we're on our way to the second target. I'll let you know what happens. Well, I just wanted to take this opportunity to show you a couple things here. Our low point was right in the vicinity of the first support level based on the pivot points. I mentioned that before, I think. Notice now, though, that we're kind of stalling out right at the pivot point level. There's the PP right there. And when we draw the Fibonacci grid from this high down to the most recent low, you can see that we're also consolidating here at the 78.6 level. So there's a pretty good chance that we'll at least hit the 100% level. I'm hoping we'll go a little beyond that because we'll have to in order to hit that third target. But we shall see, and I'll let you know as soon as there's something to talk about. All right, we finally succeeded in hitting the third target, and our score is 1,050 cents. So, pretty good day for 3 trades. Now, actually, probably should put a yellow line here, because I could have perhaps taken that trade. I was busy doing something and basically came back and the move had already begun, and so I didn't want to tempt fate by getting in there, but probably could have turned that into a winning trade, especially if we'd done it from the 1-minute chart. Now, it's currently 12:35, so by the rules I've set for the trading room, we're not going to take a new trade anymore today. So we're done, but hey, not a bad score. Let's see what this looked like on the 1-minute chart. As you can see here, we have more of the red, white, and blue alignment because we've got the red moving average in more or less the same place as the white moving average is over here. So when we got our triple alignment here, that was a pretty good safe bet. Plus, notice that we had some divergence here on the 1-minute chart between price and MACD and stochastic. So that's another reason why I was pretty sure that it was safe to get long here. So pretty good day all in all, and I'll check back in at the end of the day once we wrap things up. Obviously, we're going to have a potential high here. We have taken out the upper Donchian channel, so it looks like it will be a capital high. Our longer-term chart looks something like this. Oops, highlighted all those pivot points. And we can probably go ahead and get ready with this. And I'll add it to the 3-minute chart once we get closer. Also, I wanted to show you another way that we can potentially tell if we have a turning point or not, and that is with Fibonacci time extensions. If we connect the widest parts of these parabolic modules, sometimes the extreme point will land on a key Fibonacci ratio. So if we go from here across to the thickest part, which is about there, you'll notice that our lowest low is a little past the 61.8, not quite to the 78.6, but definitely in there. And here's something else. We're basically looking at the day session, so it becomes kind of a finite unit, and if we draw the Fibonacci time ratios across from the beginning to the end, notice that our low falls almost exactly on the 38.2. Now here we have at one point we had a spike there right at the 78.6. Then it pulled back and took off to the upside. So if this thing finishes high on the close, it'll actually be at the 100% level. So the fact that this was 38.2% into the day session, and that it's at the first support level, and let's see, what all else did we have going for us? If we did the Fibonacci retracements for the two momentum modules in between, we find that this level was just a little past the 200% level, and where it turned to go up was about 200%. So that means it's pretty oversold. So all in all, there are a variety of ways to determine if that turning point is valid or not. So, pretty good day. I'll wrap it up once and for all when we get our first close. Thank you very much. Okay, the day is now done. There's still that little 45 minutes, but we don't pay attention to that. Notice that the market rallied all the way up to the R1 level, the resistance 1 level based on the pivot points. So we went from S1 up to R1, and this big dose of consolidation here that lasted for the better part of 2 hours was pretty much right at the pivot point. So that was interesting. All right, to recap, we made $1,000.50 on the 3 trades here. Missed this one. That probably would have added a little bit more. And I hope to start next week running the video prior to the entry on the trades. It's kind of like riding a unicycle and juggling at the same time here. I got a lot on my plate, but obviously you folks want to enter the trade. I actually got an email from somebody who said, "You are going to tell us the trades in advance, right?" Yes, I am. We're going to have a nice little countdown here so you can hit your entry button on whatever platform you're using at as close to the same time I do as is possible. So yes, we will do that. And I will try to get that on video starting next week so you'll get more of a feel for what that's going to be like. Anyhow, Monday is a holiday. It's Martin Luther King Day. I will be taking that day off. And then Tuesday, I've got some personal business that's going to keep me out of my office for probably the first half of the day. So it might be middle of next week before I get back to you. But everybody enjoy your weekend and make your plans to get with me in the trading room at the beginning of March. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. All right, bye-bye now.